Hey guys, Lacey here. Welcome to 80 Acres. What are we growing in May? I'm going to share with you what I'm growing. I'm in Zone 6B, Northwest Oklahoma, and we're going to be planting my garden today. With each growing season, I am always tempted to grow everything. I mean, all the things. And I know that's not going to set me up for success because, I mean, corn, sweet corn is a heavy feeder. And honestly, you have to have the right spacing requirements. And I only have 11 beds. So in my garden, for my family of 10, I am not going to grow the harder things, harder crops in my garden. And I'm going to source that out in my community. My very best friend, hi, Miss Danny, they grow sweet corn. So my plan is to actually source my sweet corn from them and then grow all the easier things in my family backyard garden. With only having 11 beds, I also try to maximize my space as much as I can. So companion planting is incredibly important in my garden, and I try to utilize that in every single bed. So no, this is not all the crops that you can grow, but they are just the ones that my family eats. They are easiest to grow and are in my garden this year. Now, an obvious plant to grow is tomatoes. These are hot weather lovers and they come in many different varieties. I took off the side shoots so I can actually plant it way up high. I will probably plant it to about right there underneath the ground. So then all these little bitty, I don't know if you can see them. There's like little bitty hairs, and these little guys have the potential to grow roots. And if you have more roots to your plant, then the more nutrients they can soak up and become healthier, stronger plants. Now, I'm planting several different varieties of tomatoes today, and I'm just going to tell you that all of them are indeterminate tomatoes. That means that they're just going to keep on putting fruit all season long, and that's kind of how I like it. Now, I'm going to start with my paste tomatoes. These are San Marzanos. Compared to Romas that I've been trying to grow every year, they just outdo them. With the same conditions, the same environments, San Marzanos just do better here. And because I am the rebel that I am not planting these to the package suggestion. I am planting these about 1.5 feet to 2 feet. I'm really not that mathematical, but just trying to give a guesstimate to you guys. I'm planting these rather closely because I only have so much space. Spread out our roots. And dig it down. My next crop that I like to grow is green beans. I can never say enough good things about green beans. Number one, my family loves to eat it. But other than that is that they're really easy to grow. You can have really terrible soil and they will pop up. They're like my favorite things to grow. A lot of people like to grow tomatoes. I like to grow green beans. I always like to soak my green beans before I plant them. It just really helps them aid in germination. So I got my bucket of beans, let's go. If it looks like I'm growing these really close together, it's because I am. So about that. Just like that. And I'm actually gonna plant those right next up to my tomatoes, not touching, but very close together because beans put off nitrogen while tomatoes like to soak up all that nitrogen. So they pair really well. Next up is squash. We're gonna grow that right in the middle of this bed, and then in case you didn't know, beans and squash go really good together, so I'm actually going to put some more beans into the next bed. If you're a little impatient like I am, you can always nip the top of the seed just a smidge, enough for the water to seep in there a little bit quicker than usual. Now, germination for squash is about 7 to 10 days, but this allows germination to happen within 3 to 5 days. And you're right, that's not really that big of a difference, but whenever you're a procrastinator like me, I kind of thank myself for it. And that is our Ella G.I. Joe. She is into everything and anything. And if you have a 2-year-old, I know you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yes, I am growing my squash rather closely together. I grow them vertically. That way I have a lot of room at the base of the plants to grow my green beans. And in this bed, I'm actually leaving enough space to grow another row of green beans so I can succession plant in another week or so.
Can I give it to me, Sissy? To me. Oh, she got it out, Mom. Yeah. Take that out.
In this bed, I'm repeating my San Marzanos and green beans, which gives me a total of 22 tomatoes so far.
I got that, Mommy. Huh? I got it. Good. We got it.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a trellis right there, plant 2 tomatoes, which there's the other tomato. Does anybody else plan as you go when gardening, or is it just me?
Okay.
Got it?
Yep. Got it.
Yay.
Both are mine.
Both are yours? I'll probably be eating them all. Huh. Anyway, we only have 6 cherry tomato plants this year, which I hope is going to be enough. Surely it should be. We have purple and sugar rush varieties. Make sure that you spread out the bottom a little bit. Okay. Yeah. And then we're going to water it in really good. Take it down there. Ah! You're so helpful. My next one is cucumbers. Now, I have struggled to grow cucumbers out here in the panhandle of Oklahoma, except for the Japanese style cucumbers. Now, I don't know why, but these are also my family's favorite. So it's really a plus that I can actually grow these out here. They really, really do love water and trellising. They love trellising as well. So gonna be planting these from Bear Mountain. Something good to know about cucumbers is that they are actually good companions with almost every plant except for brassicas, you know, like your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbages. They don't really like them because they kind of compete for the same nutrients. I have learned that with cucumbers, I need to plant heavily and thin out later. That's just always been the best protocol for me. My trellis of choice is a cattle panel, which will actually create shade for my radish and my lettuces underneath. Another one I like to grow are peppers. Peppers do really good here. It gets really, really hot and they love that. So Cali bells, jalapenos, all the peppers, all of them do really, really good. I'm going to be planting these intermixed with some tomatoes, and then farther down the row is some beans. Beans and peppers don't necessarily like to be planted together because they compete with nutrients. So I'm going to actually be planting my beans a little bit down the row, and I'm not actually going to be planting them right now. I'm going to plant them about 1 to 2 weeks later than today because I want to succession some of my green beans so I don't have a plethora of green beans all at once. That's good. We don't really want to fill that one up too much.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Good water?
Water real good. Now that I've got a start on my garden, I am feeling relieved, honestly. It's May and I'm finally putting some things into the ground. We've got cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, green beans, squash, all of those things are planted. Now I don't want to leave out okra. Okra is like the bee's knees of Northwest Oklahoma. Like, it just grows here, okay? I did not want to leave it out, but I know that I need to wait a little bit longer for okra planting. But otherwise, my garden's ready to go. So those are 5 things that I like to plant in my garden for May. Yes, there's still a ton of things. I mean, there's still a box full here that can still go into the garden. I really just wanted to share my top 5 easy crops that are like really throw them out there and they grow type crops. I really hope that this is helpful for you guys in one way or another. If you're growing for your family or even for yourself, I hope you're just getting out here and growing food for whatever reason, just getting out and getting your hands dirty. But anyway, I really need to get off of here. We have softball games to get to. And apparently I am needed now. So I will get off of here and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.